Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Excuse me, cat. You're cute, but you gotta move here. I'm back from Japan. It's been a while. I have not touched Rebirth slash Afterbirth slash anything Isaac related in 2 weeks, which is kind of crazy to me. I think we should just start, and people, I know you're watching the videos, and you're gonna say, well, here's our seed, by the way. PAPC F41B. You're watching the videos and you're gonna say, well, like, oh, you were just doing green mode runs on your last run. You said this was gonna happen next, you know? That was 2 weeks ago. I'm a different person since then. 2 weeks, that's like, what, like 0.2% of your lifespan or something like that? So, you know, I've completely changed my opinion on basically everything at this point. No, basically I just don't remember what I said was gonna happen earlier, and I could use a warm-up to get myself back into the game. Might take a little while to remember what's going on, or maybe I'll be incredible. That's my expectation, of course, is that I will all of a sudden, just like the 1993 film Rookie of the Year, where a child breaks his arm and then somehow becomes a major league caliber pitcher, which is completely ignorant of the way biomechanics work in real life. Maybe that'll work out exactly the same for us right here. Cat, you can't exit my room just because Kate started cooking some miso soup. How would a cat even consume miso soup? What is the sodium content of a soup made of miso, and how does that reflect to the recommended daily allowance of sodium intake for a cat? I'm gonna suggest that probably you're better off eating the turkey balls that we give you and whatever the cat food is made of that smells so delicious, and by delicious I mean I would probably rather eat a bull testicle than eat cat food, I think. I mean, that's insane. A couple people out there watching this probably eating cat food, right? I understand curiosity. You know, curiosity gets a bad rap sometimes. Curiosity killed the cat, etc., etc. You know, why are you so curious? Why so curious? You remember from Batman The Dark Knight. Should still go back for our item room here. Synth oil's a good pickup, though. But, you know, without curiosity, there's no way we're eating cheese or drinking milk, making beer, going to the moon in a rocket ship, etc., etc., you know? So you gotta have the courage to make a mistake when you're curious, and I respect that. But at the same time, I'm not eating any fucking cat food. It smelled... If they could add a chemical into cat food that made it not smell like biological poison, I might consider it. Alright, if you want to leave, you can now leave. You know what? You don't like a Napoleon, you can leave. We're going to take Tech Point 5. Tech Point 5 is an adequate starting item, or first item room item, if I remember anything about Isaac, and I may not, for that matter. Usually when I go away, I spend some time playing Isaac during flights and stuff like that, train trips. This time I actually didn't. I spent most of that time actually programming, so that maybe one day I can actually make my own Isaac mods. I've seen some scuttlebutt. People are like, does NL, is he actually intending on making mods for Afterbirth, or is he just, is he even going to play mods for Afterbirth? People are like, yeah, he doesn't even play mods. How's he ever going to make them? Well, that's a false dichotomy. But it's true. You know, I've been learning object-oriented programming for approaching a year now. Those are not secret rooms? Are you kidding me, man? So I've never actually worked in Lua itself, which is what Isaac is written in, or scripted in at least, but I hear it's pretty similar to Java, which in turn, I should say, is pretty similar to C#, so I'm hoping the learning curve's not that much. Now I just have to figure out what the heck I'm gonna mod in, apart from a mod that makes it so that the Polaroid, when you pick it up, it uses the picture of me from the Maid Cafe from when Kate and I were in Japan. That's like priority A #1. That seems easy enough. I think I'm gonna re-roll the Ankh. Rubber cement is a much cooler item. Whether or not it's actually more functional for us, I guess depends on whether or not we would actually gain anything from dying with the Ankh. We may gain something from dying with the Ankh. Wait, Tech Point 5 bounces now? Yo! They keep patching stuff into the game. And then people go, NL, you stupid idiot. This has always worked like this. No, it fucking hasn't. Tyrone's sneaking out patches without patch notes underneath your noses, and you're all falling for it, man. What an asshole, constantly updating his fucking game to keep it, you know, relevant and in tune with user interests. Well, I'm not gonna stand for it, Tyrone. Your patches don't belong here, alright? I'm being sarcastic. I appreciate them a great deal. It also looks pretty cool here. Maybe this actually has worked forever as well. I should have had my D6 ready for this, but that's okay. We'll take both of these items anyway. We also got blue cap. Lower shot speed doesn't matter too much if we're using Tech Point 5 for a lot of our damage. Guppy's tail, contract from below, both great items. I kind of feel like I don't really know what I'm doing right now in Isaac, but it's like my body and brain subconsciously remember. They're like, you should be doing stuff in this fashion, and that seems to be working out like real okay. Seems to be working out real nicely for us so far, with the exception of whatever just happened there. But we have enough spirit hearts to not make that super relevant. So we're just looking for a key at this point. That's gonna hurt. We're looking for a key at this point, and hoping that maybe we get enough money to make our shop worthwhile, which we probably won't. Let's make a little extra effort to, actually, we probably would get enough money to make our shop worthwhile. All we need is one pot to pay out, and we have golden bombs, so it should be fairly likely. You know what? Why not at least try to get a crawl space or something? I'm half-assing it, but, like, I'm half-assing it for a good reason, I think. And that good reason is laziness. 48-hour energy. Pretty Fly. Well, Pretty Fly's good. 48-hour energy is kind of worthless for us in this situation, but I can't really be mad with the way that floor went down regardless. This is completely okay. We're also, like, ahead of 6 minutes. 6 minutes is normally where I kind of consider Boss Rush to be targeted, if that makes sense. It shouldn't, because that was a nonsensical sentence. The real piss-off right now is not HP or damage or rate of fire or cool synergies, because we actually kind of have all of those going so far. It's just a lack of consumables, and Contract from Below demonstrating pretty easily how we can get that taken care of, and holy crap, now we have Tech X in addition to Tech Point 5, so I would say that we're sitting pretty right now, and then to pick up Head of the Keeper on top of that is nice, assuming they actually synergize with one another, but now actually... Remember earlier I was like, blue cap is, the shot speed down is not going to affect us, really. Now the shot speed down does affect us, but it affects us in a very positive way because our Tech X shots are going to be much slower, and slower Tech X shots are going to do more ticks of damage because they're going to hang out over enemies for longer. Of course, barring the situation in which the pace and trajectory of the enemy's movement directly match the speed of the Tech X shot. You forgot about that fringe case scenario? Yeah, okay, me as a 16-year-old, but come on now. You know what? I feel bad for making that statement and putting on a nerdy voice and being like, you know, hey, well, actually, technically, you're wrong. Because technically that was an incorrect statement, or at least wasn't true 100% of the time. And putting on a nerd voice and being like, yeah, way to go, nerd. You're concerned about the integrity of knowledge. That's a pretty shitty, like, anti-intellectual way to look at things. So you know what? If when I say things, it runs through your head that I'm not 100% right because of a very, like, low probability scenario, hey man, that's still awesome. I guess what it's making fun of more is, you don't need to tell me. That's so, you can, I'm okay with living in ignorance. You've made the high road decision to live a life of knowledge. I've made the decision to not make myself uncomfortable by learning things that are scary to me, so we should both respect each other's opinions there. Credit card is I think I'm just gonna go. Credit card is a great pickup. No, I'm not just gonna go. I'm gonna look for a second secret room, then I'm gonna go. But the second secret room could be in a couple of different locations here. Credit card's great, HP's good. I mean, I can't really say too much about this floor that hasn't already been said. Head of the Keeper, Tech X, and a little bit of laziness keeping me from feeling super motivated to get a key and go to our shop right now, which I think is honestly totally fine. We should be completely okay here, but we did start to take a little bit more damage on that floor, but life goes on. At least it should go on. We're in a pretty damn good spot right now. This is where I could really see this run, like, completely popping off. We have, I'm just gonna play this a little. I would love to get the blood bag early on this one. I think that's about as comfortable as I feel with this. I really think this floor could be where it pops off, because not only do we have a pretty good deal with the devil chance, we have good precedent for deals with the devil. Not even precedent, but I should just say a good foundation for deals with the devil, because we have a Guppy item already. Then, we have a credit card, so we get the free devil deals. Let's check this out. If the devil deals are good enough to even bother to take. Pay to play is pretty bad here, probably, but we do get a little money out of it. We also just picked up a Spirit Heart and 2 of clubs. Basically 3 bombs for 5 cents, which is a pretty good deal. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not a guaranteed situation or anything like that, but if we find a deal with the devil and it has 2 deal with the devil items in it, and one of them is a Guppy item, we get them all for free, which is pretty ridiculously strong, I would say. So this could really be where it goes wild, or we might have another couple of floors before we really start taking off. And it looks like that's probably what's gonna happen here, because unfortunately we did not get a deal with the devil. So I am going to use a bomb to get this key, ideally at least. And then we are going to go play the blood bank enough to get into the boss trap room, where hopefully our D6 will be worth something. Although it is Curse of the Blind, so our D6 is not liable to be too useful for us to begin with. Yeah. Well, that's not true. That's a little bit overly reductive. We could find active items that we want to reroll. Again, forgive me, I don't really have an autopilot for commentary because it's been so long since I've been away. Alright, we don't even need keys to open doors anymore. I'm so self-conscious about getting these keys, we got pay to play on this floor. I promise, she's so self-conscious, got no idea what she's doing in college. The major that she major in don't make no money, but she can't drop out or her parents will look at her funny. Oh, we did get a deal with the devil. We got Ghost Baby and Goat Head. I mean, Goat Head is well worth it. Ghost Baby's a bit of a wash, but you don't want to re-roll it and then not know that you just missed out on, like, you know, Abaddon or something. That was Kanye West, All Falls Down. Out of respect, I won't do the Selena Johnson part. You know, she's got a wonderful voice that even my own dulcet tones can't match. Okay. Probably a deal with the devil, or a secret room here. The deal with the devil pickup definitely makes that room completely worthwhile. But I can't lie, I do wish that we got a little bit of extra Guppy action in there. And Goat Head is like, you know, it's like when your parents give you... This is like such a first world problem thing to bring up. And I don't even know if it's relatable. Now that I think about it, I'm not even sure this ever happened to me as a kid. But you hear stories about people, you know, their grandma gets some, like... A donation to their trust fund or something as a kid, and you're like, Grandma, I wanted a Bugatti for Christmas. You're like, well, Slugger, you're gonna enjoy being, you know, financially independent when you're older. You're like, whatever, Grandma. That's 4 years from now. I don't have to worry about that. That's what Goat Head is. Goat Head is like, you're probably gonna be totally okay in the future as a result of this, but I don't want to be okay in the future. I want to be okay now. I hesitated, you know, to be like, it's like when your parents make a donation to your trust fund. I don't, to be honest with you, I don't even know really what a trust fund is. But I would hazard to guess that not everybody in the world has a trust fund, is my expectation of that. I didn't want to, you know, push that kind of narrative on other people, I suppose. You don't feel bad if you don't have a trust fund. After this video ends, I'm going to Wikipedia trust fund. Whenever I don't understand, this is my #1 tip for you, alright? If you want to know how adults work. Maybe you're an adult right now, and that's fine. This is still, there's still something you can glean from this, but maybe not. Whenever I don't know how something works, I just go to Wikipedia, man, and I look it up. And then in the future, it seems like I have a very broad base of knowledge. Not knowing something is nothing to be ashamed of. And I'm telling this as a joke, even though there's a lot of truth to it, but I sincerely believe that. You know, there's no shame in not knowing that it's for all intents and purposes instead of for all intensive purposes. What you gotta do, though, is have the knowledge of how to give yourself more knowledge. You gotta learn how to learn, right? You gotta have the humility to do that. And that's a principle at which I try to live my life. And that's why when people are like, NL's such an idiot, I don't really get that bent out of shape anymore, because I don't really care about being the smartest person in the room in the moment. I care about making myself more knowledgeable in the future. I think a lot of people lose that as they get older. You know, in I was going to say in our society. That's a little bit of a broad term, though. I think I'm also going to go to this curse room now that I think about it, because we have goat heads, so we don't really need to protect our spirit heart anymore. By the way, I'm conscious of the fact that this comes across as preachy, and I wish that it didn't. Because there's nothing I hate more than getting on a soapbox in a video, because that's not the kind of person I am. But, you know, a lot of people, when they finish school, they're like, I'm super excited to not have to learn anymore. Yo, dog. It's not the destination, it's the journey, man. But anyway, I don't know what a trust fund is, so I'm going to Wikipedia it after this. And then I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to talk about it on the NLSS on Wednesday, which will probably be like a day after, or sorry, a day before this video goes live, so it'll all make sense in retrospect. But this is how I know, you know, what the ingredients are in a tiramisu, is because when I'm folding laundry and watching Cutthroat Kitchen, and they go, oh, your challenge today is to make a tiramisu. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what's in that. Go to Wikipedia. It's an Italian dessert featuring mascarpone cheese. Look, there's no Wiktionary for pronunciation. That's not true. There totally is. But I don't know how to read those linguistic symbols. I never took Linguistics 101. Anyway, get out of here. The whole point of this conversation was, yo, take pleasure in learning, man. Learning I'm trying my best to make this not dorky. Ooh, Toxic Shock's really good. But learning is like grinding in an RPG, but in real life. You're improving your stats in real time. And it's probably never going to be valuable for you, but maybe it will be one day. 2 of clubs. That gives us 14 bombs for 5 cents, which is pretty ridiculous. We're on Necropolis 1. I figured we might as well donate, get some love out of that. This is a very strong run. It's just lacking one thing to take us over the top. Like, if we became Guppy, I could go on full autopilot, but I've already pretty much been on full autopilot for, like, the entire game so far. At least ever since picking up Tech X, which was very strong, and then, of course, Tech Point 5. Sorry, other way around. Since picking up Tech Point 5, and then Tech X just made it ridiculous. We'll probably try to take that orbital. We'll... okay. I re-rolled the orbital, and I regret it. We got a speed upgrade. Not bad, but not as good as the orbital. Especially against Mom. But we do have a stars card, and if you are hopeful that, oh, maybe Northernlion forgot about the strategy while he was gone, of going to boss rush and then teleporting immediately out to get a free item, you are sorely mistaken. That's ingrained. That's like deeper than my knowledge of my own name. We'll pick that up and re-roll it, but let's get a re-roll ready first. That's in there deep. That is I'm gonna carry that to my grave with me. Blank card doesn't really do much for us here. I think we'll just buy the Spirit Heart, and maybe I'll buy the ladder. I mean, it's not like we really have much else we can do with our money here, so I should have probably re-rolled the shop, but I'm gonna re-roll the item room anyway, so I don't think it's really a big concern either way. You know what? I may actually be able to be persuaded to do boss rush. It just depends on the quality of items that we get in advance of boss rush. Ooh, that's good, but it doesn't really make boss rush easier. Don't take that as complaining, because this is pretty much basically a guaranteed win for the game, but at least if we get many more bombs and manage to maintain our HP, but at the same time, boss rush is mostly now about avoiding inconvenience. Killing like 25 bosses is inconvenient, so if one still lived, holy crap. If I can get around that, I'm more into that idea. There is also the chance that, you know, once we get down to the womb, I'm gonna be like, all right, these enemies are tough, and I'll just completely brick up the run. But I'd say the chances of that are probably relatively low right now, considering just how ridiculously strong we've gotten already. We're so close to becoming Guppy, too. Should be pretty much 100% on this one. Take the Polaroid. Reroll the nail, I think. Yeah, Abaddon is probably better. It's definitely better, because we get to keep the D6. Then in here, Mini Mush. No. I don't think we really need Mr. Mega. We'll take Mini Mush, even though it hurts us and is maybe not that amazing of a pickup. And now we can actually go to our boss trap room, and that's pretty huge because red chests can spawn in there, and as a result, we may find ourselves able to get a Guppy item, which would help out a lot if we need any help at all right now, which is probably debatable at worst. I'm not even gonna pick up the money. Like, money equals power could show up. Pretty unlikely, though. This is a really, really fast run. Oh my god, we did get another Guppy item in here. So now we're Guppy. People are not gonna be thrilled about that. Because it makes us so fucking strong. And there's like 2 batteries back here that we can use as well, but why don't we not take those batteries? Or just 1 battery. And instead, try to get a normal charge so we can effectively use our battery later. Alright, I mean, this is a great run to come back to. I always struggle in this position. I like being the underdog who succeeds because everyone roots for you, whereas in a situation like this, everyone goes, oh, good, you know, this asshole just keeps getting stronger and stronger. But, you know, it is what it is. The RNG giveth and the RNG taketh away. In this case, it giveth. And I'm about to giveth. I don't know what that sigh was for. It's like, oh, what a hard run succeeding here. I sort of want to fight Hush just to remind myself, you know, recalibrate myself of what that's like. It's a good opportunity to remember how Hush's patterns work and remember that that boss fight can be annoying. So if possible, it's best to avoid it. Maybe do it like once per day. I stand by the Hush once per day. A Hush a day keeps the Tyrone away kind of strategy. I should have talked about this before, like 20 minutes into the video, but I'm sure people are going to be like, where's the dailies? You're back now, you should be doing dailies. I agree. I will get back to doing dailies. I didn't want to start with a daily just because my daily foo was off and I haven't played the game in 2 weeks, but once I get recalibrated here, I expect to settle into a routine of doing dailies more frequently. I'm trying to, it's hard, you know, you can't be all things to all people unless you start making 1,000 Isaac videos a day, and then that just, well, first off, would probably lead to my rapid demise from a health perspective, or at least having any personal time perspective. Yeah, let's take the Empress. But it would annoy the people who watch the channel for non-Isaac related stuff, you know, but both of those people that are still around here, if I can be a little self-deprecating. But, you know, some people want greed, some people want dailies, some people want non-dailies, some people want, you know, exclusively Eden runs, some people want Isaac Eden random, some people want random only, some people would be fine with Isaac only. So, you know, that's what happens when you have a diverse audience here. Some people are inevitably... Some people are going to be displeased with the nature of the content, regardless of what it is. And that's just the science of, or not even the science, that's just the reality of the situation. I can't really be too disappointed about it, because it's a problem of basically having a lot of people like what you do, is that, you know, some people are going to like parts of it better than others. But just know that from a point of, or a place of goodwill, I am trying here. I'm not opening these because I think I may fight Hush. I'm trying to make sure everyone's happy. There couldn't be any dailies for the past 2 weeks because of the fact that I can't travel through time, and I was going to be away for those periods. So, you know, if you're mad about that, I don't know what to tell you. If you invent a time travel device, it's probably the #1 thing I would do with it is go ahead in the future for 2 weeks and record 2 weeks worth of dailies. 1 day at a time. Both of these are pretty good, but... one is worthless for us because we're already flying, so pretty good might be debatable there. I think we take none of it. As much as that makes me world's biggest pussy, I'm not gonna go for it, because it would probably kill us, and that would be a bad way for our confidence to go moving forward. I got really freaked out for a second that these were gonna be red chests, because it loaded in weird. I will take Fate for the Eternal Heart, even though it ruins permanent Polaroid invincibility without any orbitals, which I realized we could have had an orbital, but I made my decision there. Oh, this is a tough one. Without any orbitals, what I was going to say is that it just doesn't matter that much to me. Aura's Blessing is good, but I kind of like Fire Mind here because we can take advantage of it. At least assuming that it synergizes here. What I mean by take advantage is that it can't hurt us because we have Pyromaniac. I am going to pay it forward and take Eden's Blessing. Even though the wafer, it's like an individualist versus a collectivist mindset. If you like watching individual runs for each individual run's sake, the wafer is way, way better than a 0.7 tiers upgrade, although a 0.7 tiers upgrade is still pretty good. But if you like the collectivist nature of seeing how high a streak can go, and also I think it's kind of a cooler synergy to have like between run synergies with Eden's Blessing, then I think Eden's Blessing is a more entertaining selection. So that was kind of a cool decision to have to make there. I think people will be more evenly split than you would like to believe, or than you might believe. I think the wafer is probably the consensus choice there, just because it makes this run so much stronger. But at the same time, Eden's Blessing, you know, we could start our next run with Brimstone. We could also start our next run with fucking, you know, like Kane's Other Eye or something like that. So keep an eye on that to see how that Eden's Blessing works out. But for now, I'm pleased that we were given the option for it. Mostly, I'm just happy we came down here and there were like actually several items that were worth fighting Hush for. Believe you me, I also recognize how lucky we are right now to stand completely still and have none of the shots get close to us. I also recognize how lucky we are in order to basically be doing this Hush fight in like under 2 minutes, despite the fact that normally it takes fairly substantially longer than that, I'd imagine at least. Isn't he lucky? Isn't he scumderful? Oh, so you won't sing the Silena Johnson hook from All Falls Down, but the indomitable Stevie Wonder, no problem. No problem. Yo, the only Stevie Wonder song I respect is True to Your Heart, featuring 98 Degrees from the Mulan soundtrack. That's not true. Songs in the Key of Life is just a fantastic album, one of the top ones of the 70s for sure. Okay, here we go. We're on the Cathedral. That's the name of this floor. We're basically not killable at this point. Short of encountering a dice room or re-rolling my run with the D100, which is functionally pretty similar right now, we're unkillable. I'm confident in saying that. I'm also confident in saying that you understand that what I really mean is there's like a 99% chance that we win. And a lot of people see a 99% chance as a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. It means 1% of the time, 1 every 100 iterations. You might expect, I mean, this is kind of a simplistic view of probability, but if you did it 100 times, you wouldn't be surprised to see one where we lost. This could be that one, or it could be the 99. It's probably more likely to be the 99, but we'll see. I really wish we had one more key. It's just the universal truth of Isaac. Whatever chest you don't open has to have the best item in it, if only in your mind. You know what? I think we could have some fun with Scatter Bombs and Pyromaniac, but we're gonna re-roll the other two. And they're still pretty bad, honestly. Demon Baby's not horrible. Dead Bird can be okay, but, you know, since we have the option to re-roll more often, why don't we just do that instead? Seems sensible to me. Alright, 2 free items. That's another reroll waiting to happen. In fact, a much better reroll, actually, because of the fact that those are both active, whereas Demon Baby and Dead Bird are both passive and could actually provide us with a benefit. That was horrible damage. I saw it coming like a mile in advance, but... And of course, literally unkillable, all of a sudden doesn't look like literally unkillable anymore, as often happens when... when I get a little cocky. Here's how the Northernlion trajectory works. Get way too strong, start taking dumb damage, look on the brink of an unimaginable death, and then reroll this shit in amazing items that take away all danger. Well, look, it didn't quite come across as, like, removing all danger, but Judas the Shadow does make it basically to the point where mathematically we can't be killed again. And people are going to be like, well, you shouldn't have said you were literally unkillable earlier. Yo, the math involved with finding these items also factors into the probability of things, you know, something like that, natesilver.com. Here we go. 26-minute run. Really, really easy, nice way to ease back into things. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.